Welcome to the fifth medical biology lesson. This lesson is about the largest organ, the skin. The skin contains many blood vessels, 1/3 of the total blood volume, but it also contains hair, sweat glands, sebaceous glands, nerves, muscles, and fatty tissue. We're going to discuss it all in this lesson. The skin is not only the largest organ, but also the heaviest organ. It has several functions, such as protection against violence, against dehydration, against germs, or against overheating. We are going to discuss all the functions of the skin. In the previous lesson, we talked about the immune system, also about microorganisms, small organisms that we cannot see with the naked eye, only with a microscope. They are also called germs or pathogens. Examples are viruses and bacteria. This lesson is about the skin. One function is to continuously ensure that the billions of microorganisms on the skin cannot enter the body. It is important that the skin is closed, so no wounds, no dry skin. And when I talk about the skin, I also mean the mucous membrane. The mucous membrane must be intact. How does the body ensure that the skin remains healthy? That starts with the sebaceous glands. They secrete sebum. This is a greasy substance, also called sebum. It ensures supple skin and also prevents the penetration of pathogens. The gland lies against a hair, and the sebum can reach the skin surface through the opening of the hair shaft. As we age, sebum production decreases, causing the skin to become drier. In addition to the sebaceous glands, there are also sweat glands in the skin. These produce perspiration that is drained through the skin pores. Sweat consists largely of moisture with salt. By the way, sweat is odorless. You can't smell it. Body odor only occurs when it comes into contact with bacteria that live on your skin. Billions of bacteria on your skin break down sweat, among other things. This gives you a fragrant byproduct. In addition, the skin is also partly responsible for regulating body temperature. Your body temperature should remain around 36.6 degrees Celsius, and the skin cooperates with this. For example, the fat layer retains heat, and you lose heat through perspiration. The skin also plays an important role in metabolism. You lose waste products through sweat, such as urea, ammonia, and lactic acid. But the skin also absorbs substances, for example, medication via a cream. In addition, it is also the storage of energy by storing fat. This is then broken down and used when it is needed as an energy source. And don't forget, the skin produces vitamin D. The moment sunlight, UVB radiation, hits the skin, it is converted into vitamin D3. And we need vitamin D, for example, to absorb calcium into the blood for healthy bones and teeth. Lighter skin is more efficient at absorbing vitamin D from sunlight than very dark skin. The skin is also a sensory organ. There are all kinds of extensions of sensory nerves in the skin, and they can receive stimuli. Stimuli such as touch, temperature, sharpness, pain, or pressure. It is received by the sensory cells and then sent back to the brain. We have now discussed in detail the physiology of the skin, the functions of the skin. We haven't talked enough about anatomy yet. How is the skin constructed? What layers does the skin consist of? The outer layer can be seen with the eyes and determines the skin color. This is the epidermis. Below the epidermis lies the dermis. This contains the talc glands, sweat glands, blood vessels, hair, nerves, and blood vessels. Underneath the dermis lies the subcutaneous connective tissue, the bottom layer of the skin. It consists of a fat layer. Below that lie the muscles, and beneath that the bones. The epidermis consists of different layers, and from these layers, the skin is renewed. A skin cell lasts a few weeks. Skin cells are formed from the germ layer and grow to the stratum corneum. This is the layer with dead cells, and this process continues continuously. Every 4 weeks, you have new skin. The dermis is a strong, tough part of the skin. Blood vessels run through this to supply all cells with nutrients and oxygen. In addition to providing nutrients, it also removes waste products from the cells. In the dermis, you will also find sensory nerves and the hair roots from which the hair grows. You can also see a small muscle on the hair shaft. The moment cold comes on your skin, the muscle contracts. This causes the hairs to stand upright. This creates goosebumps and ensures that heat can be retained better. There is a fat layer in the subcutaneous connective tissue. Fat is stored and can be used to convert it into energy. It's a bit of a pantry for energy, but this part does decrease as we get older. That is why the skin becomes thinner. Thank you for your attention. Nice that you are taking the lessons online. If you have any questions, post them in the comments, and I'd love to see you again next week.